To brew 5 gallons of beer, you want to start off with around at least 48 to 50 quarts. We're using the Coleman XTREME 550 quart cooler, which you can see up here, which gives us enough space to go ahead and mash and lauter a full 5 gallons worth of beer.
To start, we're going to remove the spout that came with the cooler. We want to save one of the pieces for later, so don't throw them out. Just unscrew it. You might need to use pliers to get it started, but pretty much you're going to open up a hole. Simple as that. These are the pieces that we just took out. The one you want to save is this sealing piece. It'll be important for later.
So we've taken the rubber gasket that came with the cooler and placed it about halfway down the brass nipple. And we're going to go ahead and screw on the conduit lock nut to the inside half. And that will help keep it fastened to the cooler. You can go ahead and place it in the hole that's at the bottom of your cooler.
And then we add one more lock nut to the outside.
We're just going to spin a little bit of Teflon tape around the threading of the brass nipple so that we have a nice tight seal once we screw on the actual T-piece.
Now with the Teflon tape in place, I'm going to put in the 1/2 inch T.
This is a 3/4 inch steel mesh connector that's used for dishwashers and washing machines. You want to be sure that you get stainless steel. And right now we're cutting off the ends with a pair of metal shears so that we can remove the vinyl tubing from the inside.
Alright, once you have the ends cut off, you don't want to pull the tube. You want to push the metal down like this is one of those Chinese finger trap. Yeah, and just keep doing this and you get the idea.
Once you have the vinyl tubing removed from your steel mesh connector, you'll see that you have a lot of stray ends like this. It's a lot easier later on when you're playing around with this Mash Tun to go ahead and take the time early to bend these pieces in so that they don't stab your fingers later. Once all the ends of your stainless steel mesh connector are folded in, you can put your hose clamps on. Make sure they're also stainless steel, and if you can get corrosion-free clamps, those are better. We're wrapping a 16 gauge galvanized steel wire around a pen right now to fit it into the steel mesh tubing that we created earlier. This will help prevent the weight of the water and the mash from crushing the tubing and making it flat, and will also help us shape the tubing in a way that better fits the cooler.
Now, feed the spring you just made into the hose. Get your hose into place and then gently shape the hose with the spring inside. Go ahead and Teflon tape the rest of your connectors. And now, we want to just go ahead, pop her in, and then slide up your clamp.
So don't tighten your clamps yet. You want to go ahead and screw in your connectors before you start clamping so that you don't start twisting your stainless steel mesh tube.
So now we've tightened the connectors with a wrench, and now we've slid the hose clamps into place, and we're going to just give it a nice, good tightening. Once again, we've Teflon taped the outer connector, and you're going to have a ball placing this valve on the outside.
Finally, once your ball valve is on, you can attach your barbed hose adapter. So now that everything's put together, we went ahead and put some water on the inside just to check if there are any leaks or if there's anything leaking anywhere, and it looks like we're okay right now, so we're going to go ahead and test out the ball valve.
Alright, and we're going to give it a shot.